Yeah.
Happy holidays, everybody. How you doing? Go ahead and take a seat. Terry Toomey will lead us off with some opening remarks.
All right, Terry Toomey is at the microphone. Let's listen.
First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for being here with us today. Of course, this is an extremely, it's a great time in our university and for our university and for athletics here. I'm going to begin this occasion with some well-deserved thank yous. I think it's important, first and foremost, that I thank our executive leadership, President Castro, his guidance and support and leadership has been so refreshing as we go through and find the next leader of our football program. President Castro, truly thank you for your support. Believe it or not, as an athletic director, you know, we like to know that we have the support of our campus and community leaders as we do things. And I was blessed with an amazing search committee. The search committee was, of course, as you know, we moved fast here. It was nimble, it was quick, and most importantly, it was really good in terms of its depth of knowledge as we look for our next leader. So I'd like to thank Debbie Astone, our Vice President, for her contributions. She was amazing. Dr. Don Lewis, our faculty athletic representative, and our community member, Mr. Brian Panish, all of which were amazing in their help. And I even have to give a little bit of a shout out to our one of the best volunteers going. Dr. Castro's wife, Mary Castro, took time out of her special day in order to help assist us, and I really appreciate Mary for helping us. And finally, as we move forward in terms of thank yous, of course, I would be remiss if I did not thank and really appreciate the advisement of our head coach, our former head coach, Jeff Tedford. Jeff has been a tremendous resource in so many ways, in terms of understanding the magnitude of this position way beyond that of the field of play, and understanding what is, and helping me understand what's necessary in order to fulfill this very important position for our Valley community and the leadership that it takes. So I want to thank him for that. As we think about this position, I want you to think about the person that we were looking for was somewhat special, almost like a unicorn. You don't find these people all the time. We needed a person who had, of course, unparalleled success as a head coach, and I think we found that person. I don't care if you're playing at a sandlot or coaching at the highest level of football. When you're a head coach and you can finish 67-3 as a head coach, that is an amazing statistic. So it doesn't matter what level that's in. That's an amazing feat. We also needed a person who's seen and had tremendous success at every stop. And I think if you do your history on our new head coach, you'll find that every place he's been started in one place and ascended and improved to another. That's truly remarkable, and that experience that we're looking for our student athletes is impeccable. That's the type of trajectory we think that our student athletes deserve here at Fresno State. And of course, we needed a person with tremendous integrity and character, which are the hallmarks of our football leadership here at Fresno State. If you think about the wonderful people who have been in this position, Sweeney, Hill, Tedford, all of those men, their moniker, their success really was based on a couple of things. One, tremendous athletic acumen, and two, having great capacity. And that capacity that I'm talking about is their ability to invest in our student athlete experience. The love that they have of students and the educational experience is unparalleled. So with that, I'm going to present to you what I consider a proven winner, a champion, a person who understands player development, and a man of high integrity and character, and fortunate for us, our new head coach, Kalen DeBoer. It stretches. We gotta put the hat on. Now we're gonna
Thank you, Terry. Wow, this is amazing. Sitting here in this room and not having been here just less than 3 years ago, having learned so much over the past 2 to 3 years about Fresno State. He's such an integral part of the success that we had. It was a dream at some point when I was here to maybe be in this position. It really was. And there's some people I want to thank along the way, but I just know I've been blessed. I know I've been blessed, and there's so many people in my life that I've been surrounded with and fortunate to be around that have helped me put in this position. There's no way I can give them all the thanks. It would take a long time, but there's some people before I get into talking about our football program here at Fresno State that I want to thank. And first and foremost, my wife Nicole and my 2 daughters, Alexis and Avery. They're not able to be here. This has happened fast and furious. Getting here, it's been awesome, incredible journey. But they're back home, and our old home, which this will be our new home. And you talk about a football family that can't wait to get back out here and be a part of the community. We absolutely loved our time in the Valley from 17 to 18, and I got some softball girls that spent a lot more time playing softball outside in the winters, even especially, and the summers here in this beautiful California weather. They're fired up to get out here. My wife is an amazing coach's wife. She understands my passion and my purpose to serving our men that get to wear the Bulldog uniform each and every week. It's just she understands how important it is, and even the times when I'm away from them, she's so supportive. They're the reason why I'm here, is because I can go to work every single day, giving everything I have to make the programs that I've been at successful, and that's going to continue to happen here at Fresno State. The next group I'd like to thank behind my family there is President Castro and Mr. Toomey, and of course the search committee that was involved in this and choosing me to be the next head coach here. It's an incredible honor, and they know my passion for this place, and I can't wait to share it with everyone here over the next really forever. I love what everything this program stands for. I also there's a special person I need to thank, and that's Jeff Tedford. And I wouldn't be here the first time if it wouldn't be for what Jeff Tedford did. It just getting the first phone call from him back in 2016 in December. Didn't know where that one came from. You talk about a guy that just prepared with the utmost effort. Talk about turning over every stone to find your coordinator. Going 3/4 of the way across the country. I don't know how it happened. I really don't. Other than that, I couldn't have been more lucky and blessed to be with such a phenomenal football coach and be taught the tradition of Bulldog pride and Bulldog football. And he just, I know that the role he played as the head football coach in the 2 years I was here, and the success we had, has certainly led to this opportunity as well. And with the success of winning the championships and the bowl games, and I know how hard he's worked. I know he's left this program in a great position. It is certainly not broken. I look at this last year's record, and it could be flipped the exact opposite way, just like that. And I can't wait to carry on the foundation that he has set, as well as many of the other coaches, Pat Hill, Jim Sweeney, and all the efforts and that they've put in over the years here. I also really want to talk about a special group that I was just a part of over in Indiana. Indiana University, under the football program under the direction of Tom Allen, has done some amazing things, and he's been there for 3 years. And I was obviously in and out just from January till now, and you talk about a special group of coaches and a special group of players that included me into their team and their program instantaneously. Everything I asked from the coaches, everything I asked from the players was received so well. I couldn't ask for anything more. And having had this chance to be a part of them and have one of the greatest seasons in their history, winning 8 regular season games and going for 9, which has only happened just 3 times in the program's many years of ball. It's truly special, and it's about love there, just like it's gonna be about love here. And I love those guys, and certainly want to see them and again before I make my official last moments and then head this way. But I'll never forget the 1 year I spent at Indiana University under Tom Allen and with those players and coaches. I also know that the current staff here, has been in limbo. Some things, it's hard. It's a crazy profession, and in the last 2 weeks, they're trying to put a signing class together, recruiting class, with signing date tomorrow. And I know that they've worked extremely hard because of their passion for Bulldog football as well. And I thank them for everything they've done. I know they've worked hard, and certainly looking forward to seeing a lot of those guys as well. A lot of them they're all, for the most part, guys that I coached with and great friends. When I talked to the team just a little bit ago, I just burst into excitement, seeing those faces. How can you not be excited when Tani Muti is sitting right in front of you? And, seeing his smile, which is always on his face, and the guys that have had a chance to recruit and coach and come back and see them finish out their careers. And, I just shared with them that, my goal as their head football coach is to make playing football at Fresno State one of the most exciting times of their personal life. And I would put everything into them to make sure that happens. And I hope there's greater times come. They have kids, they get married, but this is the time of their life where they're going to meet their best man in their wedding, and guys they're going to know forever. But I just saw those guys' face, and I told them, we're going to go and we're going to be back in the Mountain West Championship football game. And there's many bowls that are going to be seen, and the sky's the limit. We're not going to be pulling against each other. We're going to be pushing in the same direction. It was just amazing seeing them. I asked them to do a couple things, obviously finish out classes and get ready to compete and get ready to love each other and continue to build the chemistry that makes Bulldog football what it really is all about. My goal as a football coach, as I said, is to give them the greatest experience of their life. I'll do that by loving them. And that's the way I've always taught. That's the way I've always coached. I'm just going to love on the players. And it comes through building relationships. It comes with gaining the trust of them. They really don't care how much I know until they know how much I care. And that's the way our coaching staff is going to come across as we step on the football field and work with them each and every day and push them to their limits and push them to understand what it takes to be great. And I can't wait to continue to work with the staff and as we reach our goal of winning Mountain West Championship and get back to what Bulldog football is all about. Like I said, there's a great foundation here. There's no doubt in my mind. We're right where we want to be as far as what Jeff Tedford's instilled in this program. I also am excited about the continuity that exists and us quickly taking this thing to even greater heights. I know 12-2 is the best that it's ever been, and that would just happen a year ago. That's my expectation, not shy to put it out there. We're gonna win football games here. We are gonna do it the right way. We're gonna do it with integrity. You're gonna be proud in the Valley of a first-class football program where guys represent our community, and are out in the community, serving others, and being fully engaged in where the support comes. And just can't wait to get Bulldog Stadium full, fill it, bring excitement. We're going to be a tough football team, just what Bulldog football is all about. We're going to play with passion. We're going to play with grit. It's going to be an exciting time. I can't wait to get out there with them and roll up the sleeves and get to work. It's about family. And when I left here, it was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my coaching career. And I kind of get emotional thinking about that. I really was torn on what to do because I knew what this place was all about and what it represented. And I am so blessed to be back here in this position and can't wait to serve you and the entire community here at Fresno State. So thank you, and go Dogs.
At this time, we'll allow the media to ask Coach DeBoer a few questions who would like to begin.
Hey, Coach.
Hey.
Scott Venus,
Yeah,
Casey
yeah.
Field Sports, CBS 47, welcome back. How big of an advantage is it for you to come back here, with this staff in place? And do you expect, pretty much the whole staff, barring someone wanting to maybe leave for another job,
Yeah.
to be on your staff?
Right. Well, first of all, coming back here, it's extremely comfortable for me. One, because there's a confidence of knowing what it takes to get to the spots we want to be, winning conference championships and beyond. And number two, knowing the foundation that is already laid here because of Jeff Tedford and all the work that his staff has put in. To answer your question about the staff, that's certainly something we're going to be talking about and evaluating, and I'm going to meet with each of them individually, see where their heads are at, and we'll figure that out. What I would promise is we will have a staff that is extremely cohesive, great recruiters, and that chemistry we have will certainly be filtered down to the rest of the players on this team. They'll see it, they'll know the love that we share for each other, and that we're all in this together.
And when you left, you said it was a very tough decision for you to leave. Did you kind of always keep an eye on it? And when, you heard that there might be an opening, what were the emotions at that point in time?
Yeah, there's no question that when Jeff stepped aside that, there was something that I knew exactly that this was what I wanted to do. When I think about opportunities and places I want to coach, as soon as I stepped on this campus, it was something that was like, this is a place that I can love coaching at. And when I left, I was hoping that someday this opportunity would come around, And under the circumstances that this has happened, it's certainly a little bit bittersweet because love is a strong word, and I don't use it loosely. I told the players this as well. I love Jeff Tedford. I really do. You guys see the football coach that is extremely smart, talented, relates to players, has great command of game management, his staff. But I, working with him every single day for 2 years, got to see Jeff Tedford, the human being, and him walking into my office and asking my kids pretty much every day, asking me about my kids pretty much every day. There's more to football, and there's more to it than football in his mind, and that's how I want to be as a football coach too. I want this to be about community. I want this to be about family, and he's super special. So, like I said, it's a little bittersweet that it happens this way. Been fine with it happening 10 years from now, but it's the way it's happened. So, excited to be here
7:30. Hi. Why did you think this was the right time to take on a head coaching position in your coaching career?
Yeah, I've always coached, not trying to get a certain spot, not to get a certain job. Wherever I'm at, I've just always taken on that responsibility and that job as hard as I can. And I've been able to do that because of support from home and my family, and then knowing that this is my passion, and also because I love working with the people that I've been with. And everywhere I've been with good people. And, so I can't say that I was feeling that in 2020, I wanted to be a head football coach. If it happened 5 years ago, it would have been awesome. If it had happened 10 years from now, it would have been great as well. I know I'm ready for this opportunity. I have been with some great football coaches that come at it from totally different angles, totally different perspectives, different personalities, different sides of the ball. And, just having been with those guys at different places throughout the years, along with what my natural, role was, or what my natural kind of inclination was to lead a football team back in 2005 and 2009. I'm excited to take all of that together and lead, Bulldog football in the years to come.
And when you told Tedford that you were taking the position, what was his message or words to you?
Well, yeah, he knows how I feel about him, and I know how he feels about me. He's super excited for me personally, but he's also excited about this football program and knowing that it's in good hands, so to speak. I know the confidence he has in myself to keep, bring a good staff together, unite them, I just think that he cares so much about Bulldog football. That's his #1 priority. He wants to see it succeed, and continue to go through. He's not so proud of his accomplishments. He would love to see it do even greater things than what he was able to do in his years here as head football coach as well.
Are there any further questions?
What about the timing of your, hey, Mark Warzowski,
Yeah.
good to see you, Coach DeBoer. The timing of today's announcement, the day before the first day of the early signing period, is that fortuitous for you?
Yeah.
Can you explain why?
Yeah, exactly. I really think it's important that, again, the staff has worked extremely hard. They had a big weekend, even just this past weekend, with many guys being on campus. And for us to be able to talk to those guys here tonight, for them to know, who their football coach is, their head football coach is, I think is really critical for us to build this class that I think has a lot of talented players in it. So I think it was great timing, for us to be able to pull it together. I think there'll still be some spots that are open that we'll be able to, evaluate and figure out how we want to fill in January and maybe beyond. So I think it's a great timing for us, for sure.
Coach, congratulations and welcome back. Your head coaching stint previously has caught a lot of people's eyes with that record. How much does that experience translate to a program at this level?
Yeah, I think when it comes to coaching football, what I've seen at the different levels, I don't care if it was small college level or if it was the Big Ten, football's football, and bringing a team together is done in similar ways depending on your style. It doesn't really matter where you're at. Obviously there's a talent difference. There's a depth difference. There's a way you recruit as far as just organizing the staff that's recruiting and every place that you're coaching at has different territories and all that, but in the end, football's football. And I've seen that building a team has certain key elements that are very key, and the chemistry, the love for each other, and then on the football field, the game was meant to be played one way. It was meant to be played physical, so you have to be physical, and that comes through great weight room, a great weight room, and the guys building the foundation there, and then great teachers that lead to the schemes that you can run on Saturdays. So it's the same, different levels, except for probably the talent level that exists within that team.
Does anyone else else have another question before we wrap up? Ralph Wood?
I know you're anxious to get to work. What are one or two of the first things you want to address?
Well, the things I think that we gotta make sure we have in place are the staff, and the recruiting class today because of the urgency for tomorrow, and then I think just, getting the staff together, to where we could be working, through Christmas, but when we get back from the new year, be ready to roll. And, really there's this dead time that you have where you can't be on the road, and just having a plan in place to where when it becomes active and we have contact again, that we're out in the valley, spreading the message that we, are trying to get to, as a new staff, in the valley. I think, for sure we'll be saturating the valley come the middle of January with our staff and the message and, the rest of California, I certainly know we'll be in that as well. So I think those are the two most important things. The schemes will get put together. The continuity of our staff will help with that. I'm sure there'll be some new systematic things that we put in place. There'll be things that even just in the last year that, I've grown on and done that will bring as well to the offense. But, that will be kind of the priorities, I think, here in the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks.
Coaches like to put their stamp on a program. What will the signature of your teams be?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I think what makes it so easy and comfortable for me is a lot of what my stamp is a continuation of what it already was here. Tough physical football, that has dynamic players, that an exciting brand to watch. I know we need to have a defense that can help us win championships. I do feel that that's the case, but an offense that is explosive, you can't win unless you score enough points. And I think just consistency, okay, is what kind of, I think, one of the best things that I have, whether it's my personal life or throughout the years coaching football. I just want us to be a consistent, right, and consistent football program that continues to climb each and every day, each and every year.
And one more question right here.
Welcome back to Fresno, Coach DeBoer. I'm Gabe Camarillo of the Clovis Roundup. I just had a quick question. When you evaluate the personnel on this team, whether at Indiana, looking back at last year's record, what are some spots on the field that you feel that we can improve on? What spots do you feel that we are good at right now, currently?
Well, I think it's just such a tough question because I think injuries played such a crazy role in this year's team here, and another part of it is I did watch every game that I possibly could across the country with a 3-hour time difference. So there were some late nights. I told the players I watched about every one of their games, and it was 2:30 many times when I was going to bed, just because of my love for Bulldog football and wanting to see them continue to succeed. But I think there's just so many injuries that happen throughout the course of the year when I really look at it. So again, we'll talk as a staff and figure out the areas that we need to address. I know there's a lot of returning players that have been highly successful, and because of the injuries and other guys that had to play, I think we're going to have more depth than many years that we've been a part. In 2017, 2018, we probably will have more depth next year. In my mind, just kind of looking at it in general terms.
We'll wrap up the press conference right now. If you'd like any one-on-ones with Coach or Terry, please see me or Savannah. Thank you.
All right.
So you've been listening to Kalen DeBoer, the new head coach of Fresno State football. We'll be joined by him in just a moment. Take a quick break here on the home of the Bulldogs, 940 ESPN.
How you doing?